and everyone can get there. Hi guys! Okay, so for everyone just jumping on the Zoom, we're just celebrating Trisha. She just got her 50%. So yeah, supervisor. And we're sharing about how she just authentically got a new customer. So I'm going to jump into our little topics and chatting today. I just wanted to make sure that everyone that couldn't be here is welcome to still. So I'm reading, as I was just saying, I'm reading a book called Profit First right now. And that's one thing I think we really, especially business mindset, really getting focused on is the profitable in your business. Because it's very easy to just dump it back into products. It's very easy to order yourself an extra product. It's very easy to, and then you sit there and at the end of the day, you're like, I'm not making any money, right? And so like this book that I'm reading, and I loved how they said it, was he realized something needed to change in his mindset and his perspective when he sat down with his accountant at the end of the year, and the accountant did all the books and finished all the numbers and like looked at the spreadsheet. He was like, wow, good job, man. You made $15,000 this year, and handed him a piece of paper. And the guy's like, sweet, awesome. And then in the book, he's like, I felt like a complete moron, but I had to ask, where is it? Where's the $15,000, right? And so just the way you share it, it's like, because that's so true. The accountant basically responded with, well, you've already spent it. Yeah, but this is the bookkeeping. The bookkeeping shows that you made $15,000, right? So it's shifting the perspective, shifting the mindset in your business of profit first. Like you acknowledge the profit first before you start rattling off and paying expenses and all these things, because those are part of it, but being able to acknowledge that profit and set it aside so that there's a point that you actually pay yourself. And I've heard lots of speakers and lots of leaders talk about it as well. So that's one thing that we can get stuck in that loop of feeling like we're not making money, but we're also not doing the business steps to see our money. So I do have a little spreadsheet that I have that I just, every order I place, what did I charge for it? What was my retail cost? What is the profit I made on it? So that you can see it's a bookkeeping thing again, but you can physically see that, hey, wait a minute, there was $600 there in retail this month. Right? So just becoming more aware of it, more mindful. So I've got those tools that I can share with all of you guys actually in the little section of our meeting today. So welcome. Welcome. I'm really excited, you guys. So I want to just share some numbers with you guys first and foremost to kind of give you an idea of what's actually happening in our market and what's happening in our region and what that looks like. So the club, I pulled some numbers. The club from September to February did $31,823. Okay, so the first 6 months we were open, it did $31,000. This last 6 months, in March, we've had a 28% growth. So from March to August, we're on track right now. We had 28% growth. That's $40,864. And we're not even done the month of August yet. So that's a lot, like that's a huge, to be pacing that kind of growth in what we're doing. We have 340% growth over last year to date. So we're in August and we've had 340% growth over all, like from last year till up to August, right? And we're pacing at the rate we're growing right now to continue to beat that. So there's a lot of, even though it might not be really visible right now in like huge celebrations or massive numbers, there is incredible growth. Right? And if you think of like a train, right, that train in the beginning, it's not moving at all. Like it's like, and like every time that wheel turns and spins, it's like a push, like that mode, like that. You got to load that fire so hard and keep shoveling to get those first couple things going, right? But what happens once it gets going? It picks up speed. And how quickly does it stop? Not at all. It takes huge force to stop that train. So I just want you guys, like right now the size of this room, right? Right now the size of this room, this is that coal loading, that fire building, and the growth and the numbers are already showing that. So I sit down and I look at those things and I go, this is really, really, really exciting because I know, because I've done enough touring and I've done enough traveling and I've been to enough events to know what the next 6 months, the next year looks like to be at this track. Okay, so our team, you guys, so that's the club. So Nourish did that. The team as a whole is already ahead of last year. So our volume points that our team has sold this year. So all of last year, so all of 2018, we did 52,000 volume points. 2019 to date, we're already at 74,000 with a 41% increase over last year. And we still have 4 months left in the year. So we're going to double last year already, and that means huge, that's growth for everybody, right? So really, really, really excited to do that. Basically, guys, It's here. Okay, the model, like every single one of us, it's very clear. I'm going to map out the flow. That's what we're going to talk about next, so that you can see that visual of exactly what we're doing and where it all plugs in. But the models here in the next 6 months is just going to be incredible. What San Antonio is going to bring for our region is incredible. Jill and I were talking about it today, and just basically the culture of our region and the conversations we have. I was sharing some stuff with her, and our culture is very much one of we need change. We need a lot of change, and I'll talk about that when we talk about our quarterly events and going. But we need to go to the regions that have the growth right now, because Alberta as a whole has a very, we have a very broke mindset. We have a very, very broke mindset where we're actually very wealthy. We're doing very well. However, 90% of us live paycheck to paycheck, because that's just the culture and everything that we're around. So the idea and the talk, we don't talk finances, we don't talk growth, we don't talk possibility, we don't often allow ourselves to think that way because of what's happening to everyone around us. So we are just stuck in that flow, right? In that culture of what's kind of projected onto us. And so I just want to challenge you guys, like as we talk about what's possible, and as we talk about what's going on and what's happening in our club, that we stay there. We stay there and what's possible, and don't let the dreams, like it's very, because your mind was going to go places, wow, like what if? Seriously, what if? And I just want you to stay there with what if. Because I've got friends right now that are sitting on the beach in Jamaica. And 4 years ago, they were having meetings the exact same size. And now they're traveling the world, president's teams, excursions, you know what I mean? $10,000 checks a month, because they decided to stay in the what if place and just continue to believe and like see what was happening in other people and believe that it could happen in their own life. And that's really what I want. Like if there's something that speaks to you, please share it. Please hold on to it, because 8 years, this train, if I can tell you, this train is loading, but I know what that looks like, and I know what that means, and I can tell you guys, we're never gonna quit. We're never gonna quit, because I understand what that means for our family, and more importantly, what that means for our region and the other people, like people that I care about are gonna see something different in their own life, because I chose to drive for something different in my life. Right? Even people that aren't with the business. That's one of the biggest things, is we want to create a change in our family and our family's families, so that their mindset and their perspective of what's possible can change. So that's a little bit about why we do this and what's happening. There's going to basically in the next 6 months, you guys, we're already tracking that there'll be $60,000 of monthly income started to be generated. So it's $60,000 of monthly income that's shared with whoever chooses to take a piece of it. That's what this team is building, right? So that going into next year, there's $100,000 of income being paid out to our region team members monthly. And I know that, and I've seen it, and it's happening. It's happening in Nikki's region. It's happening in Layla's region. It's happening in Nick's region. Like the teams I talk to, the model is here. It is here, and I'm okay. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the model. Okay, does everyone understand what I just shared? Yeah, that's big growth. 340, this guy's crying, because he knows what this 8 years been, right? And we've traveled enough to know what this means. And so it's just stepping into it. There's a quote, I'll say it now, I was going to say it at the end, but basically the table has been set. You might as well sit down and eat. The work's been done, everything's here, everything we have, everything, the model is here, the table's been set, you might as well sit down and eat. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the table and flow. Okay, so Ryan Baker, he is the Nutrition Club King. He's done lots of trainings and traveled. He's actually been here a couple of years ago when we first started and opened our other club, gave us some of the fundamentals, and I just love how he breaks down the business flow. For me, this works very clearly. I can see it, I can map it out, so I'm going to share it with you guys, okay? So feel free to copy it. And I'm going to ask you to help out. I'm going to ask for some input. Hey, he did an extravaganza with like 37,000 people. Okay, so first thing, you guys, So the first thing, like, no matter what it does, like for every single one of you that's in this room, how did you get here? What needed to happen from one person to another for you to be in this room? Invitation. Yep. So everything starts. Oh, now I'm going to invitation. Can you see Trisha? Yep. Okay. So everything starts with an invitation. What are some of the things we can invite to?
events.
What kind of events?
Oh, the club itself.
Fit club. We can invite to the club.
Yeah.
Right? Just for to nourish.
Shake.
Come have a smoothie, right?
Flourish. Yoga.
What else can we
Some of our
invite to?
special events, like we've had clothing or like festivities and
Wow.
the challenge.
Challenges, yeah.
That mom's night out. that
Weight
we
loss
did.
challenge.
So the spa night. We even do craft things, right? Freaking Michelle comes in and she does our craft nights.
Speaking of which, are we convincing her to do that other one with like the kids' pictures and?
We can I did message her. I'm like, you'll probably have a full set with this cake. So you can write that in your notes. So when I do things like this, when things come to my mind, I have the back page of my books from Extravaganza is like my to-do list, right? So every time I'm in, just how I take notes is if there's things that pop up in my head, like, oh, gotta do that, I just flip to the back page and jot it down. Do you want paper?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna sit there and I think I offered you some. And
Well,
I
I prefer writing stuff.
Let me see what it comes in.
Six movies.
Okay, so what else can we do? What else can we invite to?
Stitch and bitch.
Huh?
That's not what we're calling
Stitch
it.
and
You
I
understand?
don't think that goes with the positive vibe I end up saying stupid things. But anyway,
She knew what I meant though.
okay.
Crochet something. We'll have to find a positive something. You know, that just keeps sticking in my mind. Crochet club, but we need a crochet. Yeah.
Okay, so the crochet
I don't
night
know.
we can invite to. Walking
I
groups.
don't know what to call it.
Mud Hero. Sorry, I can find another scribble. You never have pencils.
Oh yeah, what happened with the Run Club? Only one person showed up. It was just me and Kelly. And I was like, Yay.
Charlie will always show up.
Kelly will always show up for Run Club, right? So, but do you guys understand like the invites, right? And what we have to invite to. And the biggest thing, you guys, is all of these, pretty much every single one of these, in one way or another, we're also inviting to product, right? That's the beauty of the club, right? Because when we used to, like, you're inviting directly to the product. When they come to Fit Club, what's the first thing we talk about?
Nutrition.
Nutrition first. It comes with the smoothie, the fitness is the extra. That's how I always promote it, right? People are like, how much does it cost? I'm like, well, it's $10 and you get a smoothie with it. So basically, we want to make sure you got fed your dinner because I don't want you going home and eating something after we kick your butt. And people are like, wow, that's really cheap, right? Why? Because it is. Because to me, the fitness is the fun part. That's what we get to do. That's the lifestyle we get to create. We use the products to make income, right? Cool? Okay, that's the beauty of the club. Okay, so everything we invite to, invite, everyone tries the products. What do we do next? What's the next thing that we invite them to from there? What would be the next thing in the funnel?
Get the products at home.
Ah, presentation. Presentation. Hopefully my spelling's right. Can you take pictures of it? Okay, so everything, all of this, all those invites are funneling into a presentation of one sort or another, okay? So what are we presenting, right? There's basically three things. There's first thing, we're always presenting the products, right? So there's 4 presentations that we need to master. The products, the opportunity, so welcoming people onto the home business and the opportunity. We need to know the marketing plan, and we also need to know the wellness evaluation. So those are the 4 presentations. Wellness evaluation, HOM, products, and marketing plan. You need to be a master in those, right? You want to have those mastered because those open the doors to all the funnels in your business. So in one way or another, you're inviting to a presentation. Okay, so invite, they come in, they love it, and this happens at its own flow. This isn't like they're not stuck, they're not escalated, they can choose to get off at whatever floor they want to, right? They get to choose, that's what we have as the funnel, as the structure. They get to choose how fast they want to go through, okay? So when someone's offered a presentation, they get on the products, right? There's usually a not right now. Okay, never a no, it's generally not right now, which then eventually turns into I love them. Okay, keep loving on people, they keep coming back to Fit Club, they keep doing this, they might not be ready now, that's why we let people choose. Because when you just keep loving on them and showing them our community, right, because we're Do we need to sell products to make the money? Absolutely. However, we don't put our business on one person. When we're constantly focused on here, we just let people, they get to sit in whatever bucket as long as they want, because it's our job to fill the buckets, not our customers. Does that make sense? Like that mindset there of like, I just want to focus on abundance of people and leads and people coming in, because then I have abundance in all of the buckets of whatever choice they make. There's never pressure in your business. It's fun. Okay, so that's why I personally always focus up on the top, because then they funnel wherever they choose at whatever rate they want to, and I get to have fun just supporting them along the way. Okay, so love on them. Then they bring in referrals, right? People start showing up with friends, right? What happens with the referrals? They go back to an invite, do a presentation. Okay, so referrals come in, they basically just drop in right at the top of the funnel and just go through. So everyone's always working through the same process. Okay, so then someone could start on the products right away. Okay, or they could actually be interested right away on the business opportunity. That's one of the beauties with the club that we have. Yeah, okay, because opportunity is what that word says for no one that curated the Zoom because it's so tiny. Okay, so basically we've got people coming in with the beauty of the club. People are coming in off the bat going, I want to work here, right? So it's showing them like, absolutely you can. Absolutely you can. This is our model. This is what's available to you, right? So there are people coming right in, okay? So starting products, we're going to give them amazing follow-up. Okay, we're going to take care of them. We're going to keep them plugging in. We're going to get them in the challenges. We're going to respond to them. That's the one thing we promote is we're not Costco, right? We're not Costco. This isn't a protein powder that you just take and go. It's like I want to make sure that you got it. I want to get your results. Garen Jones has a great, the language he used when I learned from him a couple years at LPW was basically when he follows up with people, he calls them, so I just want to make sure you got the results you were looking for when you first started the program. He puts himself out there so far on the line of like, I'm following up with you and I'm staying in contact because I want to make sure that you got what you were looking for. And that's my job, to support you and be there along the whole way. It's not our job to make it happen, right? So don't take that on yourself, but we sold a product. We want to make sure that what we sold comes with it. And I just loved how he brought that and just to care, because this is a guy that's had people that were 7 lines deep that he didn't even know that are now frontline presence teams. Why? Because he's stuck with them. No matter, like, it was his job to make sure that they were happy, right? They're a product user, okay? So then people get results. And then they generally referrals, which brings back to invites. People that want to start in the business, what do? We help them go out and do invites, which leads them, then we plug them into our quick start trainings, which we're going to talk about. Teach them the presentations, help them master the presentations, and then into an STS and LDWs so that they, and an extravaganza. It's really hard to write sideways. I hope that's right, extravaganza. Okay, so when people come in for the business, we walk them all through the same thing. Right? Right now what we're doing, my goal with you guys over the next 6 months is to have everyone master this flow and be a master of the presentations. Because then you know exactly what your business looks like day in, day out. Okay? Any questions? How does this, like, you guys look at it? Does this make sense?
Seeing the invites kind of in each kind of category.
Yep.
Like really emphasizes why you kind of focus on the invites actually.
Yep. And then allow the structure to move to the presentation. That's where that's one thing I look at when I look at our numbers and what we're doing. We are great at getting people in the club. We are actually really great. I've shared this with a couple of you personally one-on-one, seeing the differential group of people that are coming through. I know some of the days are slower, but we had 3 new again in today, right? A walk-in and 2 referrals. We still consistently have new 4, and yes. Yeah, because your client came in the first time she's ever been in. So there's another 4 new in today. This week we've been hitting up in the 40s, 45s, 48s again some of our days. And the coolest thing that is actually giving me goosebumps, you guys, is over the last month, people coming in every day are regulars, and they're different regulars. It's that all of our regulars are out of routine right now. So the people that usually come in 3-4 times a week are coming in once a week, right? The people that come in once a week are coming in once a month. But we're still hitting those high numbers, even like we're still hitting consistent, strong numbers. So what happens when everyone goes back to routine in September? Bam, right? And that's where it's like we need to master our presentations so that everyone coming in those doors, we know exactly which next bucket. When they're ready to step into it and say, hey, I'm interested in this, we know exactly what to respond, what to say, and what structure to lead them through so that every single one of your businesses grows. Because that's all you got to do is put people basically to the funnel. As a team, as a community, we do it as team and together, right? So that's if you can't come to Fit Club, Matt's still going to be there running it. With the beauty of the club is you can work with every single one of your people and plug them into what works for them and still support them like open. Because we are a community helping each other. So every single one of us treats everyone like they're our front line. When they walk in that club, everybody is our front line because it's all of our business. And when we have more people at the events and we have more people getting excited and we have more people, especially in the business part, right? As we start growing and seeing those results and we start sharing them, it's attractive too. Because people that are like, oh, maybe I could use a couple $100. We have an event where you get to stand up and say, last month I made $480 profit. And someone that's like, I barely made my car payment last month, $400 would change my life. What's going to happen at those STSs, right? At those monthly events, all of a sudden we're going to have a lot of other people. So that's where us as a team, that's if it's for you, this is an invitation for you, want to step into it. It's where you want to match those presentations and get that full. Because in the next 6 months, what's going to happen in September, we plug everyone in by January, that brand new team members in this room.
Okay, can I clarify with the STS? Are we going to start running your phone monthly?
And
did it decide? Oh, you're going to talk about that.
Yes, I've got all the dates. I posted it, so hopefully I've got that.
I did see that date thing, but I didn't have time to read thoroughly.
All good. And Jill's actually good. She's mentioned she would like today to do a team call for all of us. So it's either be her or Mark or her and Mark. And she was like, I need to get to meet these people and I want to do a one-on-one and do a big team call. And so you guys understand, because I know, I tell them like, come on, I can tell as much as I can. But there's nothing happening in our region right now, guys. Nothing. That's when I say like what's possible. Like I wish we should have got the map already because ping, 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 ping. A couple of weeks ago we did the team call and I talked about the cost of goods and the profits and the margins with clubs and the money to be made with that just in the club alone, right? Our club alone has done $70,000 in sales. So when in April when I was in Montreal, she shared, Jeannie shared, she's like, well, I realized the club could do $100,000 in sales. I was like, what? $100,000 on single serve smoothies? And I was like, that's a big push. And then I pulled our numbers. I'm like, holy moly, we could do $100,000 in single serve smoothies. 2019, we could very easily do $100,000 in sales, knowing what the next couple months looks like, right? So, and that's really building that up. So we're going to talk about that. Any other questions? Does this make sense? We're going to talk about it a lot, okay? We're going to talk about this a lot. We're going to map this out a lot. I want you guys to get really comfortable with also teaching this because that's where you get up like this is all, it's not always going to be me at the front of the room. There's going to be other people that are going to step up. You learn to teach and you learn it more when you start to teach it yourself. You can ask this guy. He's done the product section before. Yeah. He's done a couple sections. Yeah, the first time I think he stared at the wall. So this is the slide deck. And he rocked it. He inspired so many people. So you guys, we get to build these events for our team with our region and really make them, right? So I actually want to call them megas. So they'll be our mega monthly training. And that'll be the vision. It'll be as all the clubs come together, right? So once a month, we do a monthly mega training where all the clubs come together. Everyone comes together. All the teams come together as a region. We come together. We have just a really powerful packed day. Just inspiring each other, sharing what's working in other clubs, connecting, building that team relationship because we're a unit of leaders, right? What we're looking to build here is leaders among leaders, everyone taking ownership of their place and really just running what they're looking for. It's not a corporate structure. And really, I love that. Everyone's like, oh, are you hiring? I'm like, not to be your boss. Okay, so that's the flow. I'll get comfortable with it. We're going to write it out again and again and again and again so that it's like second nature of like what the next step is, right? You just understand like your daily points through the day. So from there, I want to share about a little bit of the team structure, right? And so what we can plug into how this works. So number one is the invitations, right? So now we know how to go and build our business, right? Just focus on invitations and the funnels. So team structure, we're gonna do a weekly call. We're gonna pick a time and we're gonna book it right through for the next 6 months, right through past January. And this weekly call will focus on teaching the presentations. So we'll basically do a 4-week structure where 1 week we just talk about wellness profiles and getting clients and supporting them in their first couple of days. The next week we're going to talk about the products, right? So we're going to do products. We're going to get in depth with the products. We're going to share knowledge with the products. We're going to have homework on the products so that we're all getting really comfortable, so that when we're listening and doing our wellness evaluations and someone says, oh yeah, you know, really have trouble with, you know, high fats. Oh, awesome. Do you know about our Herbal Lifeline? It's omega-3. It eats that, right? You guys, that becomes second nature. Right? So we're going to do that over and over and over again so that it does become second nature. We're going to talk about the HOM, so sharing the opportunity, moving people from customers into preferred customers, and then also sharing the business opportunity with them. How do we, you know, support people in those beginning days? And then we're also going to talk about the marketing plan. So for the business builders that want to go, we know what steps to teach them and how to get them there. How many customers, what that looks like. So we're just going to teach those 4 presentations again and again and again to become masters of them. And as well, so that when your team joins and they get on the weekly call, what are they going to learn?
Everything.
Presentations. Yep, they'll learn all the presentations, right? And when I go back through my notes, there's pretty much like even in Jill's team, it's not the same call every month, but it's the same, you're learning the same stuff, right? Every month we open up with our recognition. And through the recognition, we talk about what people are doing, what the vision is, right? So that all happens. There's a structure to the training where monthly, everyone by the end of the month, the brand new team member knows all the presentations, and next they know how to start teaching as well. Okay, so for you guys also get comfortable with like being willing to share on the calls, bringing your input, teaching it in your manner, because we all hear and we all learn and we all share differently. And when we can be open to all sides of the perspective, we can become more powerful in our language as well, so that we can be more valuable to our customers. That's how I was like, every time I attend a training, no matter how many times I've heard the products, I have notes on products. Every trainer I learn something different from because they explain it differently or they share it differently. Like, ooh, that's new. And so I'm always open and very much a learning mindset. So as the calls go, you guys, just know that the long-term vision is that you've got team on there with you learning, and you want to be a person on that call that's teaching them as well. Cool. Okay. So then we'll have our monthly, right? So I've got that. So our monthly events that we'll have will be our HOM. Okay, so I'll have a monthly HOM, which we're doing the waffle bars. So that'll be an 8 a.m. on a Saturday. Invite to that. We'll do waffles in the first beginning, like waffle bar shuts down at 8:30, and then from 8:30 to 9:30, we'll do a presentation. So that presentation is going to be sharing and recognizing some people in the room with results, introducing people to a little bit more in depth about the products, what we do, right? Because there could be people that aren't on products there yet. You can invite everyone to that. Or people that are on products and want to know possibly about the business opportunity. So that's really kind of that next step, large group setting where you just fill the room with your guests and let the event, that's how you use it, right? If you've got a full-time job and I don't have time to be doing 8 calls a week, you just invite, do your follow-up to invite, get them to the event. The event itself does the work for you, right? Because there's going to be other people in the room that are going to share. They're going to make connections. They're going to hear stories. There's going to be the presenter and the presentation that's going to get people thinking, oh, wow, that's going to answer those questions. And you just do the follow. Okay, so filling those rooms. So HOM, that'll be our opportunity and our business opportunity. So people that are preferred members or looking to move a little bit forward or interested in becoming preferred members, that's really a next step for your client kind of space. Okay, once you've got a client and they've gone business, what are we going to do next? We're going to do our mega trainings. So mega trainings, we've got 2 booked going into the end of the year. We might do another house one, right? So we could very easily, we've got a Christmas potluck, which we'll add in there too. I'll give you guys the dates, but the mega trainings, that's where we'll kind of teach all the presentations in person once a month as well. So that it's an in-person conversation where they're really hearing those stories. They're hearing from panels of people. They're hearing Trisha talk about how she just got her new customer and what you did to get that customer. So that brand new business person in the room is like, I don't know how to get a customer. And they're going to hear from Sarah. Well, my neighbor, Marge, fantastic woman, absolutely loves. I invited her down to the club one day to come have a smoothie. A couple months later, she kept saying, you know what I mean? Like you can talk. That's coming from those shares because Marge will probably start. She looks fantastic. She does. I was like, woo! Yeah. Looking good, yeah. So, but that is the purpose of those mega trainings, is to also, you're attending so that you're growing, but you're attending with people to attend. That's always that flow part of it, like who's coming to the mega training with me, because that event, just like the HOM is going to help your customers move forward, that event is going to allow your business builders to choose which step they want to take. Because there's going to be people that might want to chase the big dream and go for $10,000, and there's going to be people that might just want to do $400, right? By going to that event, you allow them to see everything, not what you want. Does that make sense? Because so often we can be like, well, I'm not doing that. So then we don't promote it to our downline. When little do we know, our downline hates their job, wants to leave, and is really looking for a new opportunity. All you do is invite them to the event and let them pick. I always call it like the buffet. You come to the buffet, you pick what you want, leave the rest. And when you get guests into the room, you allow them to do that for themselves as well. So really just taking off all those fears of like, oh, I don't want to be pushy, right? I'm just being honest. These are a lot of things I've heard over the years. It's not about it. It's just sharing the opportunity. Because there's people you don't know what's going on in their life and what they need to hear and what they need. So just share the opportunity. I had a president's team one time say it straight from the stage, you're selfish. You're letting your fears stop other people from opportunity. That's selfish. You don't know what that family needs. And that was really like cold to the heart. It was like, oh, but it was true. But it was true. It was true, right? Why wouldn't I invite someone to something that could possibly change their life just because I'm scared to think of it that way? So that helps with any of you guys if there's things that go through your head. So mega training. So got the weekly calls, HOM for our guests, and then mega training for our team builders. And then there are the quarterly events. Okay, so we just came back.
Sorry, can I clarify with
Yes.
you? The weekly monthly things, these are for like the team things. This isn't like, or are these things that we are inviting people to or something?
The weekly call will already be team members, right? So that's people that are already looking to do the business involved. Like, so we're teaching the presentations on those calls. So we want people that want to learn the presentations on those calls. The HOM will be for brand new guests, right? So that's general public can come to the HOM. Come get a waffle. Come get a waffle. Hear what we're about. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about there. We're going to talk about, we're going to share results, products, getting started, quick steps in the products, getting started, quick steps in the business. So it leaves both doors for people to choose. And then the STS, the mega training, will be more of business oriented. So that would be branded. They would have a membership, so preferred members. So to come to the mega training, you have to have an ID membership, okay? Because that's the level of training, the conversation we're going to have. But they could be a preferred member. They could be a preferred member that's kind of sitting on the fence, right? So then you can absolutely invite them. Maybe this is the month that they need to know more, and they can come and they can learn. That's the beauty of our business in Canada. Is anyone that's got an ID can do the business. So it's a gorgeous thing. Any other questions?
Yes.
Yeah. I love it. Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry. Because I feel like when I started doing challenges, there was a lot more like Zoom calls with the challenge, and I haven't seen that as much. And one of the things about the Zoom calls I missed was like that 80-20-100 structure, where there was like a nutrition piece, a fitness piece, and then a mindset piece, and kind of giving different leaders and coaches the opportunity to take on a piece each week.
Yep.
Because I feel like that would be like a way to just focus on one thing and kind of start learning how to teach and be a presenter and sharing stories and stuff. Because I'm speaking to random people. It's not like my forte.
Yeah. And I love that. Thank you. Because I agree. I think that we can talk about that. So I've got challenges in here. Okay. So I've got set up the calendar and talk about challenges, right? So what roles we want to take on the next challenge. So I do have that on here. So can we bring that back to discuss that format? Yes. Going in there, because there's a couple options of us just doing lives. Like I've got a couple ideas with it, so we can do more of a roundtable conversation. Is that cool?
Yes.
Okay, and then everyone on the Zoom, we'll send you the notes. Okay. That way, because Ben's watching and Steph's watching and Reina's watching, and I just want to make sure that we'll brainstorm everything. Okay, so we'll talk about challenges. So then quarterly trainings, you guys. The big thing with the quarterly trainings, and this goes back to what I said in the beginning, was our culture. And changing our culture and challenging our culture. I actually said that on a voice message to Jill today because she was like, wow, okay. Because in all honesty, you guys, there's a regional committee. We used to have events here. I'm just going to be transparent, authentic with you guys, just for where we're at in our region and why we're choosing to go the route we're choosing to go. I think it's important with the coal builders and the trainings. Okay. So the extravaganza just happened, which is our yearly event, which is if you're a business builder and you intend to build this business, that's the event you go to. Why? First off, that's your Christmas party. That's like the most ridiculous, amazing, off the hook celebration. You hit Tab Team and Get Team, you better be at Extravaganza because you're gonna walk the stage in front of 30,000 people with ribbons flying from the sky, huge ass medals around your chest, and flowers to boot, right? So like the founder circles bouquets, like they're standing there like, wow, like it is an event. So if your intention is to build a business, you're at Extravaganza. Okay, and so in all honesty, we're going to be traveling for our regional events for a little bit because I stepped off our regional committee earlier this year. Please do not share this recording with anybody. I stepped off the regional committee earlier this year and only one member from that committee went to Extravaganza. So for me, when they asked me, are we doing an LDW? I was like, no. You guys didn't even go to Extravaganza. How would you know what content to teach people? You haven't been to a regional event. You haven't plugged into anything. You don't even know the big picture because you didn't go to it. And so that's me being very frank with you guys and transparent about the stand I'm making for our team and for our region is we're going to change the culture. We're going to go and we're going to see what's possible and we're going to get out of our rut of what we've seen. Because these are people that have been in the business a long time and they haven't seen any movement in their business. So they've just kind of gotten stuck at the train station, right? Getting exhausted, loading a fire that they haven't attached tracks to yet. And so the quarterly events are those tracks. When we can get out of our region, when we can get out of our culture and we can plug into a culture of dreamers and builders and successful people that are creating income beyond their dreams in their life, and you can plug into that and get into a room with 1,000 people that have that energy, you see something different for yourself than you see at any event here. Okay, you can ask Nancy. See Nancy, she went to Tony Robbins. She was in a room full of 1,000 people that were inspired entrepreneurs that believe in something better for themselves. So she's just, what, 3 weeks old already? She comes to flourish. Tony Robbins, right? Like, because, sorry, that's the energy you get from it, right? I'm like, legit, I'm not going to apologize for that. It's perfect. So that's the quarterly events, you guys. We are going to travel for the next year. And then we're going to build a team that's got a different perspective. And we're going to build that team to 80 people and 100 people. And then we're going to have an event here ourselves.
So sorry, the quarterlies are LDS?
LDWs and Extravaganza. Yeah, so LDW is our leadership development weekend that happens in April and October. That's higher level training, basically the training you get in those events. You got to think the quarterly trainings, right? So this is how there's always, the weekly training is what keeps you through the week. Okay, that monthly training builds you up. There's enough content in that monthly training day that gets you through the next month. When you go to the quarterly training, there's enough content in that weekend that trains you for 3 months. When you go to Extravaganza, there's enough vision in that event that it takes you the next year. Like I left that event going, wow, San Antonio is going to be amazing. Because I know exactly what it's going to look like. Okay, so yes, that's our structure.
That's the next one. That's in Detroit.
Yes, yeah. So the next one is in Detroit. Jill and Mark will share with you guys. So they're excited to get on there. Mark and Jill are actually teaching, not they're training, they're leading. So a little bit about Detroit. My sweet husband. Very compassionate team. Hi, Gage. Okay, so a little bit about Detroit. You guys are talking with Jill today. So Detroit is a nutrition club region. Okay, so one thing, we're also going to pick events that are specific to what our team wants to do.
Outside.
They're going outside. We're almost done.
So our focus is our club, not the other stuff so much anymore, right? Like building our club, which the information is going to help us to build.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So all the events, it's fine, honey. Just leave him. He's in his kennel. Yeah, just leave him. Okay, so all of the events, so the leadership development weekend, we're going to Detroit, and Mark and Jill actually picked teaching. They get asked to train all over the place. They chose Detroit because they wanted people to do a club tour. So they have already arranged that there'll be a club tour, so we can go around, travel, see JJ Mikowski's clubs. He's a just brand new 30K president's team. Huge organization. His clubs are beautiful. Like they're so beautiful. Like, you can go look up CLE Nutrition, follow. But so they're doing a club tour. Will be a full day of club tour, and then Mark and Jill are training the 2 days of the event, and then as well they're doing a private one-on-one with their team that came to the event in their hotel room prior. So you get to meet them and really just get to be in a room setting with them. They're just wow. Talk about them. So that's what Detroit is. I talked to her about it today. And so that the vision would be like the reason you go there is so that you can see what's going on, right? And you can really get that bigger picture of what we're bringing home, what we're building, so you guys can see that. So you want to see what's possible, and it allows you to see what's possible. We go through like 10 clubs, and every single one of them is doing 100 consumptions a day.
and the energy and the vibe and the culture is phenomenal. Yeah, it's a good year.
So that's the 25th, 26th, 27th.
Last weekend of October. Yeah. So that would be kind of like the tools you have for your business. So when you think of like, if you think of, we'll go Starbucks, right? Or we'll go massage therapy. When you need to upgrade, what do you have to do? Go train. When you need to upgrade for something, a new department in hospital.
Find it in Hawaii.
Yeah. You pick really great places. That's one thing I love, because we've been to a lot of great places for our business, right? Like going to New Orleans was a bucket list that was wonderful, and we enjoyed. We went down the French Quarter. So we really take the time. Like the thing with the business is we choose to get excited about the lifestyle that it also allows us to have. It allows us to go and travel and see these things and see parts of the world and go do those things, right? So us as we like New Orleans, we didn't take a lot of time, but we took quality time. And we went and looked, we had a good 24 hours. And we went and we walked down the pier, and we went and just like took time to go see there. I didn't leave feeling I missed New Orleans, right? So that's one thing that I've really loved. We've been all over Chicago, New Orleans, Houston, Los Angeles, Denver again. We'll go Denver lots, you guys. Denver's driving space, and that's where Mark and Jill now live, actually. So they moved really close to us. I mean, tried to get them to Banff. That's where they were married. So they have a special heart for Canada. But yes, so that's the quarterly trainings. Huh?
We were just in Banff.
Yeah, they go there all the time. We did a hike with them a couple years ago. So if any of you followed my stories long enough, a couple years ago when Jill and them were up, we went and we all drove down there and we did a day hike with Mark and Jill, and she had little Audrey. So it tells you how long ago Audrey was in the back, like baby front carrier, and Audrey started preschool yesterday. So they're family, and they consider us family, and they consider like that's the kind of heart that they have, and it's just really. I'm always just grateful that I have someone like that in my life that is driven as much to see my success, right? And to see your guys' success. When I share stories, she wants to know. She doesn't want to know your ID number. She wants to know your name. She wants to know who you are, what you're doing, what you're up to. And she's excited to get to know all of you guys. Okay, so that is like the structure. Does that give you guys kind of an idea of the tools to use and why they're important? Any questions on them? No? Okay, so a little bit last, we have a bunch of tools. So tools for business stuff. And I just want to be transparent for a minute and say I'm sorry I didn't give these to you guys like earlier. I was legit sitting at Extravaganza watching them like show their trackers and their scripts on stage. And I went, I have all that stuff and I never shared it with you guys. So sorry. For me, I've been doing this so long that it's second nature. And I've been in a way of teaching by my second nature, not actually teaching. So I'm excited to change. That's something I came home from Extravaganza really empowered with, was like getting back to the basics of teaching and sharing the resources and tools so that you guys have that confidence and that power going out there that I do. And that was, I'm like, oh, all this stuff you might like, because there's a full script follow-up for day 1, day 3, day 7, day 21, day 28 that helps you basically work all the language, all the questions you should be asking. So you don't have to read off the scripts. As you probably know by now, I don't read off scripts. However, these scripts are incredibly handy to go back to. Is like, what should my follow-up look like? Because it's also very easy to ask about how are the kids? Right? So yeah, we talk to them all the time, but are we doing our follow-up to make sure that we're also supporting them on their products and their goals and the results that they just got? Okay, so we do have scripts. Okay, so I have uploaded this PDF. You guys can look at this. Day 1, day 3, day 7, day 14, day 21. Oh, and I printed 6 of them because I figured you guys wanted to be taken back. Okay, so we have the scripts that are tools for you. There is a wellness evaluation form that I also uploaded. So if you're just getting in I use that a lot in the beginning. I have binders of wellness evaluations that I still go back to for lead follow-up and customer follow-up. But it really helped me in the beginning because it helped me understand, which questions to ask. So what do you have for breakfast? What time do you get up, right? Some of those simple questions that now are second nature to me, but in the beginning, having that, or even there's time that you ask them, hey, can you just fill this out for me? What kind of smoothie do you want? I'll go make it for you. Right? So when you got someone coming in, get them seated, get them comfortable, pass them the wellness evaluation, allow them to fill it out and put in their own information. Go grab their smoothie and tea.
So I was just annoyed because I was trying to get I bought a printer to print this off and do this, and I spent 2 hours trying to connect the printer. So today that's why I brought my laptop. Yeah. So I actually had that questionnaire open because you're probably like, what you doing over there? I had that question, and that's why it's written in this book. But I was like, and I was kind of scanning like, okay, what are the key? Like, I know this person. She's my client, right? I know this person. I kind of know where to lead her.
but I needed to sort of give it back to her, like, so how do you feel about that? What are you lacking? And listening to you over and over again, but I was like, oh, I wanted that printed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they're helpful. They're so helpful, right? And especially in the like with the club, it makes sense. And it's easier. It could be if that's the flow you want to follow all the time, right? And I'll do it when we're busy. Someone comes in, here, grab this, fill this up, because they can sit there and you can be doing follow up with someone. It's being efficient with your time, right? So and then you come back, you sit down, and then you review it with them. Awesome. Can I give you some pointers? Right? You sit down, you read through it. Are you open to suggestions? Right? So I always make sure when I'm doing that wellness evaluation, and we'll talk about that as we do our weekly calls, that I'm really making sure that I'm like, are you open to suggestions? Get someone's feeling back first, right? Like, because then they're gonna be, absolutely I am. Just by them acknowledging, it's not like, oh, why'd she say that? It's they already opened up to receive the information, right? So just having that's a big thing. It's a big thing in all relationships is making sure someone's open to receive it. Because Matt and I do that. Can I ask you, can I challenge you on that? You guys have probably heard me say that a lot too, right?
2 weeks to get that client to commit.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God, this is so frustrating. And I'm like, am I awkward but not wanting to push, but sort of be like, when you're ready, like you always say, when you're ready. So it was like when she's like, yeah, I think I'll come in Friday. I'm like, yes, let's just hope that it's not super busy the moment you walk in, so I can actually talk to you. So I was a little frustrated, but I think I've learned from you where I would try and book them outside of my club hours, but it was the only time that meshed for both of us. So I was grateful you were there. Had it gotten crazy busy, that we could have jumped in together, but yeah.
And that is, you can do them, like Jill talks to me about that all the time. When you're at the club, be working, right? And I'm going to talk to you guys about that with my DMO that I've really taken on. When you're at the club, be working. Use that time to be on Instagram doing invites. Use that time when it's slow. It's never slow at the club, right? Like my new thing, like I get to the club, that's why the post didn't get up yesterday. The post, well, here, okay. So I've got follow-up sheets. So then the recording can go because we're going to start talking. So we got follow-up sheets. So this is a customer then client follow-up form. Okay, so you can put their name right on here. It tells whether they frontline or they referral, where it come from, and then are they added to the FitChamps page? Check. Did I send them a welcome email with all their contact information? Check. Did I do their photos and their weight and measurement? Check, check. Okay, day one follow-up. Check, right? It allows you to have that, like, what step is someone on, so that you can have a little bit more organization in it versus just being like, oh, hey, who was I supposed to message, right? It's all right here. So then all you gotta do is allot time out, 15 minutes. 15 minutes in your day to review the sheets and make sure that all the checks are moved forward, that you've connected with everyone on the days that they should, right? You don't need to talk to everyone every day, but when you understand who you need to be talking to, it allows it to go much more efficient and quicker. Okay, so these are tools. And then daily work habits, okay, daily flow. This is all available on the 24 Team Builder too. This is the tracker. It's an Excel spreadsheet that Jill made up. I just modified it to my goals for what I want to see happen. Okay, so but this just gives you some of those basic things, right? Because realistically, you guys, the business mindset of things, okay, we have a heart. I shared this. I love this business. I love this business with my heart through and through, and building relationships with people. But at the end of the day, when I look at my business, I need to sell products and I need to work and celebrate people that want to sell products as well. And so it's always making sure that you take time in your day to focus on those business moving forward steps. And having a little DMO allows you to know that, hey, I'm moving my business forward because check, 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 I completed these. It's generally only 20 minutes to 30 minutes.
So what's DMO,
daily method of operations? What is your business daily method of operations? Okay, and those we'll talk about more on the calls as well. So an example of what mine are, you guys, so my daily method of operations is invitations face-to-face, right? So going out with coupons. Here, I got all the coupons. So invitations face-to-face, invitations by direct message. I track the number of people new that I had to the club. So how many new leads am I generating with my invitations? I do follow-up for 1 hour, sometimes 2, depending on the grind and the hustle, right? So solid follow-up where I just get onto my messaging and just do, that's what I do that hour. I'm not checking other things. I'm not scrolling other pages, right? I scroll with the intention of commenting. That's my follow-up. Going through every post. You'll see there's times that I'm like, ding, 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 because that's the 30 minutes I'm taking care of this page. And I go through the page efficiently and effectively so that I know it's done. Right? Oh, it's fine. She's good. Is she good? You're okay? Yeah. He's being a dink. I'm sorry. My dog's a dink. He's sitting here looking at her and be like, I get to sit inside. Okay. I track profiles. So how many presentations am I booking? Right? How many at the end of the day when you look at your numbers in your business, how many presentations did you book? I also track satellite clubs, tea drops, and then the results of all of that. So that's what I have on here. So you guys can take a look at it, but then just mastering it in, right? So for myself right now, there's a reason like the post didn't get up till last night. So I switched it this morning, so the post still went up, because the first thing I do now when I get to the club is my DMs. Because I've learned my own schedule, because that morning time, I can do that in between customers. And I've got, and writing it down, not just going on there. I'm like effectively and efficiently, for me, it's very, I feel like I can acknowledge it off my to-do list by putting a tick, 1, 2, 3. And that's just going on. I went onto my page. What I do when I do that, I keep it very simple. I'm building relationships with people. And so I logged onto my page and I went through everyone that had liked our photo, right? And all the people that had liked there, I went on their page back and I commented on their page, and I commented on some of their stuff, right? So it's not like I'm directly messaging people going, would you like to start on a weight loss program? I'm not sending messages like that. I'm sending messages like, wow, that's so cool. What a beautiful family reunion. One of the ladies that liked our page, I used to play derby with her 10 years ago. I went on her page before. I saw that she just had a recent passing in her family. I messaged her and I just let her know my condolences. And I messaged her, you guys, that was, yes, was I effectively taking care of a list? Absolutely. But am I authentic in my message? Like, I went and looked at her page and her grandpa passed away. She's in Kelowna with her family right now. And I messaged her and I'm like, I'm sorry with that. Like, I took time out of my day to acknowledge hers. And that's all that I do, right? You guys, yes, you guys can go outside. Take the dogs.
Lay down.
There's lots of poop. Don't step in it. Cool? Thanks. Okay. Leave me hanging. Someone get it. Okay, thanks. Okay, so does that make sense? Right? I've really changed my format. Like, I intentionally reach out to people to build a relationship with them or to strengthen a relationship with them. Does that make sense? I'm not, and there are, because I get those messages on my Instagram all the time. Hi, thanks for following my page. Would you like to join our next challenge? No, I don't even know who you are, and I just started following your page. But when people do like my page, I'll send them a message. Thank you so much for liking my page. We're a smoothie. We're like, this is my, I leave one sentence about who I am. Let me know what you think of the content. I just start a relationship. I don't ask for anything from them other than the purpose of starting a relationship or maintaining it. I let them, that's how I choose to build and build authentically, but being strategic about it and making sure that I'm doing 50 of them a day. Because it's also very easy to only do 2 of those a day and be like, yeah, I'm working. But not effectively actually moving your business forward, right? So the purpose of tracking gives me that like, oh, do you mean like when I worked corporate, my mailbox had to be sorted and done by the end of the day. I had all of my stuff for the next morning sitting in front of me. I had to authentically, I go through my project list. I used to be a project manager, right? And I go through each job and check, okay, review the schedule. When's this due? That's what this is. Because our business is very much a lifestyle, we get to create it. It's also very easy to think we're doing it and just being busy, right? So for me, tracking allows me to go, yeah, hey, sweet. And know that I'm taking my business seriously. Because if you want a serious business that's generating $60,000 with income, you gotta treat it like business. Cool. Okay, and that's where I will leave it for our conversation, is who do we need to become, right? Who do you need to become to step into that? What kind of level and authenticity when we're our own business owners, when we're our own, if you've ever had your own business, you know that it's on you. No one wakes you up in the morning and tells you to go to work. No one checks in on you and makes sure your breaks are the right length of time, right? Like Matt does that all day. He watches the clock on their break time. Who's watching your clock on your break time? And so when I ask you who you want to become in your business and what you want your business to look like, those are kind of like those inner conversations of like, what books am I reading? What am I putting into my personal development to make sure that I'm taking care of me while I look towards building something? Because it takes it, there's 1% for a reason, right? And I don't say that to scare you away. I say that to that inner person inside of you that wants more. Because it's in there and you deserve it. And all I'm asking is that you look at the person you want to become and believe it's possible. And just say, what if? What if? Because what if's really cool. Okay, I'm gonna stop recording. Thank you. Look forward for your feedback, guys. Bye. Oh, we love you, Ben. And Stephanie and Keith and Raina and Trevor. I see you. Bye.